So we've already spoken about data mapping and the manual and automated ways of doing data mapping. Let's balance them out and see, instead of doing completely automated or completely manual, is there a way in between? Is it required or is it mandatory? Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data privacy, and as I said, let's talk about whether it is mandatory, required, not required at all, to find a balance between automated way and manual way of doing data mapping. Data mapping, the process of identifying, categorizing, and tracking the processing of data, which as per the Indian DPDP Act, collecting, storing, sharing with third parties, actually processing or using, and deleting personal data. Right. So that's what is the processing of data, and you need to be compliant with the DPDP Act 2023. And data mapping helps you recognize what data you have, what do you collect, how do you use it, how does it move across between different departments of your organization. We talked about doing it manually, smaller organizations doing automatic, larger organizations. Now we are saying, well, even larger ones, you need some bit of manual intervention also. You can put in large automated tools that can help you efficiently create database maps and field mapping and all. But then you still need manual intervention to ensure accuracy, to help perform complex mapping. Automated one is difficult to handle. In what cases? In cases of unstructured data. It may not be able to easily recognize the unstructured data and link it with your database tables. While manual one, you would do that on your own, but then you need more time, and then possibility of errors are more on manual one. But in case of unstructured data, possibilities of errors are in there in case of automated also. So create a balance, choose a hybrid approach, do automatic for some, manual for some. So get better accuracy because you are using AI driven classification and all those things. But then if you add manual one and revalidate, then if there are any errors that AI has done, you can control that. Maybe you can reprogram and retrain the tool also, but then that means you are doing it manually as well, despite being automatic. Scalability, automatic can handle large data sets, but then the manual one would help you improve the quality of the output that you are getting. The hybrid model would be easier to adhere with multiple regulations, because you cannot tell your software that, I want to be with DPDP or with GDPR or with CCPA. Understand those regulations and put them also as part of the mapping as well, so that the mapping can also be done as per the regulations. Some people may not like to spend too much of money, maybe the affordability as well. Then pick up the easier things, smaller things, or whichever way you want to prioritize, right? Sometimes you can say that one particular tool is very expensive, so let me do that manually and let other things get the base work be done automatically. So you get the basic, uh, for example, getting into the flow charts of how your databases look like, how your tables look like, how they get interconnected. You get that done from an automated tool. Get all the reports in, look at your unstructured data and map them together, right? So you can pick and choose depending on your convenience, your skill set, as well as your cost that you have available with you. Make it adaptable. A hybrid approach will work across all possible solutions. Why? If you don't have an automatic tool for a particular part that you have recently purchased, whether it's local, very legacy system. I know people using old legacy databases like mumps database, right? So and I know one of the healthcare organizations that has database on IBM DB2 database, which is on very old AIX servers. It's kept there because when they want to take a report, they want to refer to the database, but 15 years old, right? So for those cases, then your manual approach also needs to be there, because then the new automated tools won't be able to help you with that legacy system, right? And whether they are on cloud or on premise does not matter. The challenges still in hybrid approach, and you need to be careful about it, and we'll talk about best practices also. The balance needs a very well defined workflow. So before you decide what automated and what manual, you first actually define what is the exact objective and workflow that you want to achieve out of the entire thing. The analysts need to be trained on both. They need to have that expertise. Training need to be considered as a very, very regulatory important thing. And choosing the right mix of automated tools and manual tools or manual governance models can sometimes become difficult. You might end up spending on a tool which does not give the result that you were expecting it to give, right? So those are the challenges of hybrid data mapping. As a best practice, leverage AI for large scale mappings. You have to work on large databases, new age databases, use AI. Use your human techniques for fine tuning them. Maybe database fields is not something that you may need to fine tune, but then you may need to train even your automated tools, which of those AIs and which of them are sensitive PIIs, and how do they get linked with the regulatory compliance that you want to follow. Establish a clear governance policy. Use data visualization dashboards, how data looks like right now and how it will look like in future. Automated any tasks that are getting repeated, right? So repetitive tasks need to get automated for better report, better outputs. So these are some of the best practices. You of course need to always have a human oversight for any critical decision making. You can't just let the tool do what the tool wants to do and then get caught into a wrong situation, right? So use a hybrid approach, get some things done by tools, do some things manually, validate the output that you get out of your tools as well, and perform continuous monitoring of the results and optimize your environment and setup very, very regularly. So that's about hybrid data mapping. We'll get into data mapping with respect to personal data separately in the next video. If you like the content of this video, please press the bell and the like icon, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.